Going live. Going live. So we are now live streaming, to YouTube. So I welcome you guys. This is day 2 of Zero to Zoom Hero, and I'm really glad that you're here. And I also want to mention to people who are coming here on the replay, welcome. You are as much a part of this Zoom as the people who are here with me live, okay? So any questions, please put them in the chat. I will check here, okay? Everything good? Put them in the chat. I will get back to you. If I don't handle it while I'm doing my Zoom, I will get back to you later on. And I just welcome you, because really, to me, Zero to Zoom Hero is your window to being able to connect throughout the world. Now, some of you are already pros. You're just here to catch up and remember what it's like. But then some of you, the mom is the non-techie person. And I want to let you know that I'm going to hold your hand. If you miss day 1, let me know, and I will send you that recording so that you can see the start of it. And then this is a continuation, okay? So don't get blown away. It's a little bit challenging if you haven't done day 1, but I'm grateful that you're here, and I'm grateful that you're looking to learn this tool, which will make such a huge difference in your life. I guarantee it. I guarantee it, okay? So here we go. I'm going to share my screen, and funnily enough, I am here, but I'm not seeing Canva. So there is Canva right now. And so congratulations. Welcome to day 2 of Zero to Zoom Hero, okay? I'm going to make this large, okay? And we are off. Module 3. So, and like I mentioned, if you're missing module 1 and 2, message me. So just as a reminder, okay, in the process of downloading Zoom, which you have, if you were here from the very beginning, you have done that, okay? There is an option to place Zoom in your dock, okay? Now, my dock is on my left-hand side because I have my computer screen is kind of more oblong than narrow. So I have more space on the sides that I want to use. So I have my dock on the side there. My dock is by preference on the left side of my computer. It gives me more room at the bottom and top. In the next slide, we will look at the different choices that are available. And these are the choices: new meeting, join, share screen, and schedule, okay? Then there's also start, and there's a Zoom that I have 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Today that I need to be reminded of. And it tells me that today is May 1st, which is a lie because it's a screenshot, okay? This is a screenshot. Okay, So this is a quick overview. Zoom is a very comprehensive piece of software. We will cover these entrances to Zoom in a number of different times and different ways. It will become more understandable, I promise you, okay? So we'll start with the yellow boxes, and we'll start at the top and go anti-clockwise, okay? So we'll start with this box here. So when you open Zoom from the dock on your computer, which I have a Mac, which is at the bottom or on the side, your dock is either on the bottom or on the side of your screen. Okay. Click the home screen. This is because in every screen that you open, it shows what the previous screen was. So if you see here, this is the home screen, right? If you had been watching one of the meetings that you've done, then and you closed this, then it would open at meetings. So you'd need to go to home screen to get the screen that you're seeing now. So that's what I was explaining, okay? And if we look at this one here, this is an instant start, okay? It's nice when you want to go one-on-one, which I am doing right now. I don't have anybody in here. Again, today too, crickets. That's okay. My promise is that I'm going to be here. And there will be some replay people that will come here and enjoy this, right? So, and so if you want to practice one-on-none, okay, or to send a quick invite, or to create new content. I'm creating new content right now, okay? So this is my favorite, number 19. I typically schedule, often a week in advance for some groups. This takes me to scheduling a meeting screen. And the good thing about that is you can plan a week ahead, 2 weeks ahead, okay? Or you can schedule a program that's 3 days and it's every 2 weeks. And you schedule that, let's say, for a test, you schedule that for 3 times. So that'll give you 6 weeks worth of Zoom, okay? Or actually, it's three events every 2 weeks. I may have explained that a little bit confusingly, but you will understand my accent, my way of preparation, and we'll get to know each other. I'm so pleased that you are here. Okay, so continuing with the next slide. Okay, so let me move this out the way. New meeting is great if you're ready to practice one-on-one or one-on-none. It's also a great way to record content. So I'm repeating that, repetition is the mother of skill. Join is when someone has given you a link and a password and you don't have a URL to click. So they just send you this join a meeting with a URL, and you use the supplied information to enter Zoom. We will cover that later. The schedule is the portal I use pretty much all the time. It means I control who has the link, and I can take the time crafting each invitation with all its attachments and all that good stuff. Share screen, I never use share screen, and I've still yet, after 4 years of using Zoom, wonder why share a screen is there. One day I'm going to go to the place where I can learn that. Okay, so depending on where you were the last time, you may have to click home. Clicking on your Zoom icon in the dock Mac brings up your home screen in Zoom. And these are the different daily boppers, right? Starts in 8 minutes. Okay, so moving on, guys, moving on. So this is the join meeting that I spoke about. Join meeting is when someone has sent you a meeting ID or a personal link name. You use the supplied information to enter the Zoom. We will cover that later in more detail. I do not use this, preferring to control who comes into my Zooms via an invitation. But here it is, okay? You put the link that they sent you and you put your name, Matt Makovsky or Mary Magnificent, and then don't connect to audio, turn off my video. I recommend those two. That way you come in just with your name, and when you're ready to meet the world, you can unmute yourself, and you can on the bottom of your screen start your video. Okay. So scheduling an invitation. Let me read the left-hand side. Now we will use the other way of scheduling a meeting in the four option Zoom entry. The reminder is on the right. I'm sorry. I'm still waking up. I had a long night. So you can see that screenshot. That is the reminder of where you will be, okay? Earlier, when we first entered Zoom, we entered the basic parameters that we will use in Zoom. Now, as we get ready to do a schedule for the meeting, Zoom will, and I need to correct that, open those same parameters, but with today's date and time. You will see this in the next slide. And if you can imagine, you've created your parameters, right? And when you go into Zoom, okay, to do one of these meetings, you have your Zoom coat on, and it knows who you are, what your parameters are, where you are, what the time of day is. All that stuff, it knows. Zoom is pretty clever. So it's a shortcut. So, scheduling an invitation. You remember this page with the parameters that you established when you first signed into Zoom and then saved. Now that was yesterday, right? Topic is highlighted automatically at the outset. Choose your Zoom name. Input the new time and date of your Zoom. Is it a reoccurring meeting? Click save and you will enter your calendar on the right, okay? So there you have Mary Magnificent's new Zoom meeting for mothers. The date is, and you will put in the new date and the time of the start and the finish and the day of the finish. It'll have your time zone here. Mine is Eastern Standard Time or Mexico time or Cancun time. It's not, I can choose reoccurring meeting. It's not in my Zoom outfit, in my Zoom parameters, okay? So I can choose that if I want to. I have chosen that it's generated automatically, the meeting ID with a passcode and a waiting room. So you'll get that automatically on an invite, okay? I want the video to be off for me and for my participants. Yes, you can use the telephone and I could click save, but there's more, okay? So, oh, I was thinking of another screen. Scheduling an invitation. The save clicks open your Google Calendar. You are not on Zoom. We will be working through the settings on your Zoom invitation in your calendar slide by slide, okay? First, you give your invitation a descriptive name, and that's the yellow balloon. We'll go over that. Make it distinctive. It will be competing with all the other emails once it's sent. So just to understand the process, and this is the screenshot. This screenshot is your invitation that you're going to make to your clients, and it's sitting on the front of your calendar. So when you create it and you finish it, it'll vanish as an invitation to your guests. There you will enter your guests, you will enter your description, all of that stuff. So setting up your challenge or upcoming Zoom class on your calendar, this is how it's done. First of all, you put your entry. Just remember that this Zero to Zoom Hero Day 3, okay, it's not today. This was a screenshot from a time before. It'll come in as a heading on your email. So you want to be sure that it's unique, because it'll be competing with other emails in your inbox, okay, and in your clients' inboxes, or in your family's inboxes, or in your Zoom buddies' inboxes. So you want it to be unique. It could be Zoom buddies day 1. It could be Zero to Zoom Hero moms day 1. Okay, I hope you get the idea here. Okay. Next, you define the time when it will be available. See the gold button. We'll go there just now. Green means that you've completed this action already, okay, which was the title of your Zoom. Now, going further, UTC stands for Universal Time Coordinated. Why they call it that, goodness knows. But it was the Boffins who set up all these times, like Greenwich Mean Time, okay? It's a standard used to set all time zones around the world. And the Brits collared that and made it universal time. It's also referred to as Greenwich Mean Time -5, GMT -5. And it's -5 because Greenwich is over here for me, over here. I am in Mexico, so it's on the other side, and it's -5. So my time is GTM -5. In this slide, the time is EST, Eastern Standard Time in Cancun, my location, okay? There you can see it's also Greenwich Mean Time -5, or Universal Coordinated Time -5. Okay, left to right, date of Zoom, February 21st. The time, 12 to 1:30, finishes on the same day, okay? And it's Universal Standard Time. This will reflect your time that you have. Next. This is a little bit complicated, okay? So I'll start here, but actually I'll read it first. You notice that in the second slide, which is the one on the right-hand side, okay, with the down arrow clicked, there are a number of choices. Those are mine that I use frequently and have not cleared, and I'll explain that when I go through those boxes. You will initially have the first 2 and custom, and again, I'll explain that. Custom will be the choice that you will use extensively. Now, let me explain box by box. So go to the left-hand box. Initially, event details show as do not repeat, okay? So you're here. Now, when you click this down arrow, remember this is a screenshot of what's happening. When you click this down arrow, boom, this is what happens. Does not repeat comes on, daily comes on, and custom comes on. Those are the 3 that you will have. These are from older Zooms that I have done that I haven't cleared. When the download arrow is clicked, a number of options emerge. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Next. So always recheck and recheck your calendar. So I'm reading the bottom here. The left-hand slide, the left-hand slide shows the choice made in custom occurrence. I repeat every 1 week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and it ends after one occurrence, okay? On the right shows the result, Matt's testing Zoom. I put it in red because it's still a test. It's not yet a Zoom. And so I can find it easily. And if I decide that it's good, I can convert it to a full-on Zoom. And you'll understand that as we go along, okay? In the calendar, the blacks are my real Zoom. I use the red as a color for tests so I can find them and delete or change them into a real Zoom if your setting is wrong, okay? And let's go here. It's a nightmare to find those tests. Red helps you finding them. And then it goes LOL. So let me move this guy back down. Okay, so going up here, both boxes give you a choice. It can be a day or a week or a month or a year. Right? This box. This box can be whatever you put in here. So every 2 weeks, every 1 week, every 1 month, those are all options. Now, if repeat is on, okay, you may want to go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, every 1 week, okay? You may have a pattern for your courses. I used to always do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I liked the days in between that gave people time to do homework, okay? And then down here, click. This one is what will close down the repetition that you've set up, okay? Don't ever click never because it'll populate right across your calendar. But you could stop it on a date, or you could stop it after a certain number of occurrences. The default is 13, and I probably stopped this after one occurrence in this test. I will have a look, okay? Moving on. Scheduling an invitation. Continuing with the schedule process. Here is a repeating custom time. Setting up these custom times for your Zoom course can be challenging, believe me. I always double check mine to avoid mistakes after you've completed all and clicked save above, okay? Look at how it's translated into your calendar and adjust, which is edit, accordingly, okay? So looking at the boxes, you've done this, you've done that. We're on a repeating custom time, weekly, every 2 days, ending after 3 occurrences. This could be confusing, okay? Every second day, ending after 3 occurrences. So, you know, once you clicked save, at the end of this whole process, look and see that what you thought it was, it is. Next. Next is to add the emails for whom this is an invitation, webinar, or a challenge. Okay? Include yourself so that you get a copy of that invitation. If you spot any errors, you can also edit in the calendar, or you can and you can resend it. Okay. Now, if you spotted an error, you know, like 3 days later, and you want to resend it, you've already sent that to as an invitation, then make sure that when you resend it, you put a new name up here, okay? Zero to Zoom Hero, re-edit, new time, okay? When you do, prefix it with update or something unique that's relevant and unique, okay? And that competes with these emails. Now we'll go through the box. The box is email of guests to be invited. So you enter the guest's name right here, and then you hit return. And if it's a client of yours that you have in your client list, everybody has a client list, okay? Then it knows this person and puts them into a guest list, okay? If it doesn't know that person and you enter their name, you have to hit repeat and it'll put it in your email list. It'll come clear, believe me, it'll come clear. Next. Okay. So with the emails added, you are ready to send it out. Send, click, making it a Zoom meeting, okay? This will plant your URL into the very bottom field below. And the make it a Zoom meeting becomes join a Zoom meeting once you click save. So just remember that when you click make it a Zoom meeting, it looks at your Zoom bodycast and it goes, oh yeah, this is the URL that Matt Makowski sends out. And it takes that and puts it into this Zoom meeting URL, okay? So once this link is clicked, Zoom adds the URL to the meeting, saved in your original parameters, your Zoom suite, right? And the blue notice changes to join a Zoom meeting. This, make a Zoom meeting, becomes join a Zoom meeting, okay? And you'll see it in the next slide. There. You clicked it and it's make it a Zoom meeting. Now, what you can see is Mateo Mex confirms the calendar I'm using, and the dot is the choice of the color in the calendar. I have reserved black for any and all Zoom meetings since they are a priority overriding all other commitments. They are my promise, like Joe. He promised, he executes. I promise that I'm going to do a Zoom, I execute, okay? I want them to stand out in my calendar so I can find them, right? So I always reserve the color black for my Zooms in my calendar. There, that color black. If I were to hit this at a scroll, it would show you all the calendar colors, okay? So if it was one of those tests that you saw earlier, I would make it a red so that I could see that it was a test. And I hope that this is getting to be clearer. The last item of business is to enter the instructions for the webinar, challenge, or meeting. I will provide you with a PDF with a number of examples of the details that you might choose to impart, including attachments. You will probably have those PDFs for your own participants. You'll create them by yourself. Now, I thought I included it in my challenge to you. If I didn't, I will do that, okay? My bad. So I will check at the end of this Zoom what I sent to you. And if I didn't send you that PDF with the different dialogues, excuse me, that you can use and modify, okay? They are in a Word document. Then I will resend that to you. To send this invitation, you click Save up at the top, up there, okay? Check your email to make sure that the invitation says what it should. Always check. If you need to edit and resend, be sure to change the title to update, zero, etc., or something that is in keeping with your change. You know, if it's a fun thing, you could say, I made a boo-boo. Check it out. Don't ignore, okay? So that your people recognize that it is new information and look to, okay? So the last item is to add the details of the Zoom class being offered. So if I was a smart dude, I would have added under attachments right there, I would have added the scripts. And so you would know what I'm talking about. And you would just copy and paste that script and then just edit it. Boom, gone. Just makes everything a lot quicker. Onward and upward, guys. So this is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a busy one, guys. Put your tough hat on. This is an actual completed example of a Zoom invitation created in my calendar. It will be an example for you to follow once you set up your basic parameters in Zoom. It is quite complex. Follow the numbers as I explain. It will review and pull together for you what we have learned so far. So we will go by the numbers, okay? 1. We've just done that, okay? August 5th, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. to August 5th. It is Central Time, Mexico City. It'll be your time zone in this instance, okay? Zoom knows because you created your Zoom. You created your Zoom persona in your parameters for Zoom, and it knows it. It just grabs that and goes, puts it in there. Later on, you might add something, and if that's okay, it takes that new persona and puts it in there. You add something else, it takes that new persona and puts it in there, okay? 2 is add guests right there. 3 is something that we haven't covered yet. It's a mailbox. So every guest and their email sits in this mailbox. So if you were to click this in a live setting, because remember, this is a screenshot, okay? So if you click this, then what would happen is it would open an email with all of these people, and you could send them that email. The only drag is that it would also send all these details that are down here, and people get tired of repetition. So if you only want to send them a howdy doody, then I'll show you that later on, okay? But that's what 3 would do. 4 tells you the guests. There's 1 who said yes, and 14 are still waiting. So this was an early Zoom, excuse me. This was an early invitation, and nobody has yet said yes or no, okay? 5 tells you what it is. It's weekly on Monday, Thursday, and Saturday until August 9th, okay? So it has a finish date. It will populate your calendar on Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, like this, okay? 6, join a Zoom meeting. It's ready when your client opens it in their email. It's ready for them to join the meeting. They just click this and they join the meeting. You too can open it out of calendar, click it, and you join the meeting ahead of your clients. 6 is the URL. Always, 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 always copy this sucker. Stick it in that little special document that you have, where you have the permissions, the sign-on, whatever is vital to this particular Zoom, okay? Put it in there. And it'll change day to day. If you're doing a new Zoom with new people, your URL may change, and information that you need to pass on may change. But so stick that in there. 8, choose your calendar. Mateo Mex is mine. Black is my color. 8 is the beautiful Holly Brown, which for some reason I wanted to highlight at the time. I have no idea why, but she's a gorgeous lady and she's in Australia. She was a participant. 9 is the spiel, which hopefully I have sent you in an attachment. Congratulations. We are moving on to module 4. Dan, 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 dan. Module 4. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So, da, 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 da. Right? That's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Clint Eastwood. I used to love those. And this is how you avoid disasters. Okay. So I'm going to read this box first. Always have your invitation URL in a Word document or on your screen or handy, right? So it could be behind the screen and you just, you do this, okay? And you find it and you go back. Hopefully you saw that, okay? I did a screenshot of this to alert my participants in Messenger and WhatsApp of my internet connectivity problems. Now, if we had been on and I had some people, if it wasn't in a blackout, put it this way, I would have sent that alert to my people. I had 4 people that were going to be on that Zoom. I could only send it once my internet came up. And so according to my promise, I sent them that alert to let them know that I was recreating day 1 and that I would be sending it to them. Okay, so if you click the 3 dots just below the pineapple, the invitation to the next slide is saved. The invitation in the next slide is saved to a clipboard. So have a look at what's going on here, okay? And it says, battling the internet, Friday the 9th, minutes before I start, still no connection, sent a screenshot to my peeps. So I did a screenshot, which was using oh my dear, I have some software which I'm having a brain fart on that. But so this is the screenshot. It says that I have an internet. Okay, Buenos Dias is my internet here. Okay, it says I have it, but here it's going young, connecting. So it tells me that, you know, even though it says it's on here, it's not enough. Okay, it's 9:51. I've got a Zoom hero right here coming on, and I need to honor my commitments. So I take a screenshot of this and I send it out to my peeps. Now, sending it on WhatsApp, it doesn't require a lot of bandwidth. And also my Messenger, very often it'll just go because I have a second provider, right? So continuing on, and as mentioned in the previous slide, clicking the 3 dots below the pineapple allows you to copy this entire message to a clipboard. From thence, you can paste this into Messenger or WhatsApp or an email. This whole show you could send, okay? it goes through 0 to Zoom Hero, the time, the URL, the meeting ID, the passcode if you need to enter it, and then you can find your local number if you're coming in on the phone. Okay. So I also use the available URL alone in Messenger or WhatsApp. It's yet another avenue to save a meeting. So I just go like this, copy, paste it into WhatsApp, send it. Okay. Another string to your bow to save the day. I have not used this in this fashion, but this URL could be copied and sent via message or email. It's really meant to be sent as an entire email, a message, or WhatsApp. Okay, so there you can see it. Now, this is a real big lifesaver, probably the biggest lifesaver in doing Zoom is as far as time is concerned, and invitations is this app that I use to keep track with time zones. Miscalculated time zones will happen regardless. Be ready. There are a few number of good free apps. I paid for this one since I am a visual learner, and when juggling across continents, this is an invaluable tool. It's called Time Buddy in the App Store. The free version allows you 4 time zones, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. On the screen, while the paid version allows you 10. I have a number of 10s because I can have this, then I have another one, and then I have another one. I could have 3 of these kinds of screens because of 3 different kinds of Zooms that I'm doing with different locations. Another way to avoid lost participants is to message them 1 hour before, 15 minutes before, 5 minutes before, set up a WhatsApp group or use Messenger and email, okay? So this is an example of having sent out that link. I get a message on my iMessenger which says the link is closed. I can't click the button. It's dimmed. So it's an unknown electronic problem. I have no idea why this is the case. But what I do is I use iMessenger with the Zoom link copied from my calendar, and I copy and paste it into here. And I go, Sally, could you try this one? Okay. So she clicked it. And then later on, she goes, Matt, thank you for this great session. I love the Zoom and I love my people. And this link saved the day. Creating a reoccurring event, okay? We covered reoccurring event earlier. Your calendar entry is also the gateway to any editing. Follow along in the gray text box. Calendar is open in the background. You can see it back there, right? I suddenly realized that my test with Eugene will take more than 1 meeting. I click his event in my calendar, upper left, right there. Doing a test with Eugene, okay? It's a Zoom that I've set up. And the white box opens. This is how I can add, change anything in this invitation. And you may have to do it with regular Zooms, okay? At the top of the white box and on the extreme left is the edit pencil. I click it, okay? So this edit will allow me to edit this Zoom that I'm doing, either by increasing its number or whatever I choose, okay? I can also delete it. I can also send an email. And then there's 3 dots, which, I usually have to click them to see what the option is, okay? Click it, the edit pencil opens the full invitation of my calendar sitting on top of my calendar. There it is. Okay, it's only partial. Below the dates is the box all day. I never used all day, since even in a full day has a start and end times. The other option is does not repeat. It has a scroll down arrow. Okay, it will allow daily and custom choices. You've seen this before in another sequence, yet repetition is the mother of skill. I hope this feels familiar and that you're beginning to really get it here. I hope so. We're becoming a Zoom hero. I believe it. So, you can see it here, okay? Okay, doing a test with Eugene. I could have changed it to 3 events. Reoccurring event. Initially, your options will be daily and custom. The other choices are some of my reoccurring events in the system that it remembers, and I haven't washed them out yet. You will, in all probability, start with custom. In the next slide, we'll examine the custom option. So in the beginning, your options will only be does not repeat, daily, and custom. What you see are the ones that I have used often, and I haven't washed my Zoom suit. So it just pops them up there. Okay. Ready to go. Always check your work. With all the different options, it's important to check after you've saved your final choice. Make sure that what you thought you did is what reflects in the invitation. You can always go back and adjust. So in the yellow box, you can see I clicked this down arrow. Within the choice custom, the repeat has a scroll down menu. You can also choose a specific date to stop or the number of occurrences. So 1 day, week, month, year. Heavens, I can't imagine that you would, unless you have a real good reason to sing happy birthday to somebody on a certain day, right? And you want to remind yourself that it's on Zoom. So, but every month, yes, I do a lot of every month. I also do a lot of weeks. I do a lot of every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. I never lose never. I do it on a certain day. Okay. It ends, because this is ends. It may end on May the 12th or after 30 occurrences. That's a lot. So very often what I do is I knock out that 0 and it'll be after 3 occurrences. Then as I work with that particular setting, I go, you know what, 3 occurrences, I can extend it to 6 occurrences. And I go back and I edit. Everything is editable. Your errors are editable. That's the good news. Okay. Here is another look at the different choices. So, and this is an exercise I want you to consider, okay? A good exercise could be to create a number of possible sequences for your reoccurring contact and then try to represent them in the system. Save and see how well you manage to reflect your intended imaginary courses. Practice is the secret, plus checking thereafter. So when you do that, okay, if you do this exercise, make it in red so that you know that these are tests, then look at them, delete them, or make them into Zooms. Okay? So here, both boxes give you a choice, this box and this box. You can be a day, a week, a month, or a year, and you can be 1 or 2 or 3. You may have a pattern for your choice. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay? And it repeats every week. Or it defaults after 13 occurrences. So what I've created here is every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for 13 occurrences, I will have created this, and I will have set it up in red, unless I'm sure that those are the Zooms that I want. Okay, dudes, you are ready. Congratulations. Okay. You have all you need to start your offering and to contact friends and family. What follows are tweaks that will make your life easier to continue your Zoom. It is a never-ending process. And I will have an advanced Zoom that I will be offering down the road. And, message me if you are interested. Okay, so the last word. At regular intervals, check to see what the next meeting is that you think. Check dates and times and repeats if available. That all the attachments are included. That all your participants know what to expect. Enjoy. So until the moment of your Zoom, you can edit, delete, or email, or just close it and go back into calendar. So you can edit. You can look at it real quick, right? There's your calendar. You click this, you look at it and you think, yeah, this is exactly what I want. Or you look at it and go, oops, I forgot this. So you hit the edit button, because sometimes, if it's a reoccurring event, that you save, and you'll see what I mean when I do more of it. Your first Zoom in a 3-day event, you save the first one, right? And then when you do the second one, because you've saved the first across all 3. So when you do the second one, you edit that and you save it and go across. So, those edits have to happen on the second and third day. Thank you. I hope you liked this class, okay? Message me with any questions, any suggestions that you might have. If you think it's valuable, please give me a recommendation or an evaluation that I could use along with a photo. Don't if you think it's valuable. Yes, it's valuable. Go over it again because you've got it here. Those 3 sessions are saved. Go over them a few times, okay? And then give me a recommendation, please. If you are bold, do it in Zoom or YouTube in a video. I will send you a request laying out some suggestions and questions for your recommendation. And in the meanwhile, go back to the ocean. Enjoy. Time to stretch, drink some water, go into the ocean. This is my contact information. Copy it down. This is my phone number. You can use that to join me on Zoom. I am in Mexico. This is my email address, mattmac40@gmail.com. 2, 3, 1. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And this is the end. I stop the share. And I want to say, hey, everybody, both here with me on repeat, or if you're live on YouTube, thank you, thank you, thank you. Send me some messages. Join me. I like you. I like you.